What's up, everybody, and welcome in to the Backliners podcast, Aggro and Barracuda, as per usual. Today, joined by not only, what am I saying? I realized I looked at the screen and the webcams got swapped. So, Barra, congratulations, you're now Aurora. And Aurora, congratulations, you're now Barracuda.
I'm John.
Yeah, you're John Salter. Congratulations.
Always wanted to be a good support.
We were just watching your Athena gameplay, and it was really good.
How do you play that character? I don't get it.
What do you mean?
Athena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I taunt people and they don't die. So what am I supposed to do? Do I just build damage, or do I not taunt? Do I wait? I don't get it.
Go Sunder Thorns and taunt, dude, and you Sunder them and then press Thorns and they'll die.
Oh wait, do you not go blink?
I go blink, but you could do that. That's the Sunder Thorns is the rank special, dude. That's what you do in rank.
I feel like that could be just for any support right now. Just Sunder Thorns.
Thorns sucks though now.
Yeah, Thorns is any good. Yeah.
But yeah,
really dog water.
it was more old school build, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you miss having Thorns be good, Barry?
No, I don't actually. I really don't. Nope, not at all. It's so weird. I completely forgot about it.
Listen, I think it should be good again. And by that I mean it should only be good against hunters and not against mages.
Oh. And how would you balance that?
Just reflect based on auto attack damage and not ability damage.
Oh. Okay, cool. Yeah,
Okay.
That sounds great.
All right, great. Glad we'll put that in mid-season. We'll slip it in there right on time. No worries. We'll be able to get it in. Look, it wouldn't be a Backliners podcast if something about the video wasn't messed up, but that's why it's a podcast, and that's why it's good for listening more so than viewing. Aurora, so glad you came on. I can't believe, is this your first time on? I feel like I've trolled by not having you on until now.
Yeah, I've never been on. I've seen the show. It's been great. So I was excited when you messaged me. It's cool.
I'm sorry it took so long because...
it's really embarrassing.
Hey, you know what's funny? I was thinking about it. I don't think I've ever had a real conversation with Barracuda, like ever.
Really?
No way.
Yeah,
you guys have been pros for so long together.
I think I've said hi to you and like you said hi and like you maybe said like a couple sentences to me, but I've never sat down and actually talked to you like ever. So that's pretty funny.
What if we just cancel all the Smite talk and you guys just have a one-on-one, very deep personal conversation right here for everyone to listen to?
Family history real quick? Anything you want to add? Favorite color? Mother's maiden name?
You know what I just thought of? We did. The one time we did, I had to think about this. We went to some restaurant it was during the charity event with like Lazis, MLC Stealth. It was
Wolfie?
Wolfie in Income.
Yeah.
Yep. Then that's the only time I didn't really talk to you that much, but we kind of talked.
Was it a steak and shake?
Yeah, I think so.
I was there. Because you and I had a long talk at that steak and shake, Aurora. I remember. I don't remember Barry being there. I don't know.
Okay, maybe it's a different. Maybe it wasn't steak and shake then.
I remember we sat down at like a nice-ish restaurant.
Yeah, you're right. I don't.
The Firebirds Classic.
It was not Firebirds.
Probably. It was probably some like classic Alfredo restaurant.
Yep, dude. Firebirds always gets the business from the Smite pros. That's for sure. Firebirds is like fine. I didn't know it was a chain. The first time I came down, I was like, wow, this like place was pretty good.
It's a chain?
Yeah, I think it's a chain.
What?
I'm googling right now. Firebirds Steakhouse.
I believe it.
Oh, it is.
There you go. So if you have a Firebird Steakhouse in your area, yeah, exactly, yeah, everything's a chain. You too can experience what it's like to come to land as a Smite pro. Just go to Firebirds, and you're kind of doing it.
Over the years, we've been there like probably hundreds of times. Like collectively, as like a Smite unit.
Oh,
you want to know
so much money? You
want to know a funny Firebirds story?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was on Eager season 3. We went to Firebirds, and I forget which European team was before us, but they didn't tip anything because it's not common to tip in Europe. I think a lot of the players do now, but the waiter was like freaking out to us because they didn't tip anything. We're like, I'm sorry, I didn't know they didn't tip. What am I supposed to do? But she got really mad. It was just funny. So it's just like one of the first lands I went to with that team. Just all laughing about that.
Did anyone have to like step up and tip extra in order to try and offset?
We all tipped a little bit extra at the end.
There you go. Wholesome Eager squad, the good men right there to try and offset it. Yeah, let's talk a little bit of what happened in Smite this week. A little bit of an awkward week. Very unfortunate that week 1 had to be played on the boots patch, of course.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I don't know. In my mind, I would definitely prefer Phase 2 to have started on mid-season patch. But
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
okay, hold on.
Resounding yes.
But there's something to be said about like dipping your toe back in the water, getting warm on the old patch where everyone's nice and comfortable. You know, things are gonna get weird.
So fun, yeah, great time, yeah. I love scrimming for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. You know, woohoo, yeah.
Hey, that's how it is most seasons, right? That it just it's not gonna be boots removed. It's like a whole bunch of different other stuff for mid-season. Like you gotta scrim on old patches all the time, right?
They're just deleting the thing that was in the game since the start. That's it.
That is true. Definitely a big. Is this like the biggest? Is this the biggest mid-season patch in Smite's history? You think? Is this the biggest meta switch up?
I was telling my chat that I think so for a mid-season patch.
For a mid-season, yeah. To me, I was talking to APAM on his show, and I said that this is probably like the biggest change that's happened in a long time for Smite. And then the other thing is, it also feels like this is the beginning of the actual new season too. This mid-season patch.
Definitely a lot of changes because it's not just boots. It's like the new side piece with the Draugr. I don't know if I want to call it Draugr my side piece, but I guess I just did. Overall map changes, a new buff, all that kind of stuff. Like it's gonna get a little bit wild. Aurora, Bear and I have kind of given our early thoughts. Well, actually no, we'll talk mid-season after we talk this week. I think that'll be a little bit better for the flow. Yep. Let's talk week 1 of phase 2. Don't have to go game by game or anything, but Bera, as always, let's check in with what you guys did. You guys kind of gave Vote the treatment, bro. Like that was rough for the boy.
I mean, I literally played Soul for like 20 games in scrims because I was just like, we're just playing one set on the new patch, so I'm just gonna play Soul, and I literally just picked Soul every game in scrims this whole week. And yeah, we just wanted to run down Vote. Or kind of run down whoever gave us the option, and then he locked in Kronos, and I was just like, what?
And then he got on the ground and started slithering around.
And then he slithered around like a little snake.
I want to play that game.
That was a bit of a rough game for Vote there. I literally felt bad for him.
We gave Vote the treatment, and then the other game I just like finished a lot of kills, so I felt great about that, you know?
Yeah.
Had the KDA looking clean.
Yep.
I mean, overall pretty like easy set for us, I think, because we just literally practiced one thing just for our one set. So. You
kind of had one of the fattest Soul ults I've ever seen, though. I think it was game 2 in solo lane when you just like hit both Dardes and Vote and you one-shot them both.
Dude, I was so sad earlier. I would have soloed Vote, but I built Magi as like a beta male.
Yep.
And he was like 100 HP in his ult, and I'm like, why do I have Magi? I'm literally so scared. Like, why would I do this?
Yeah, why would you buy that?
I don't know, dude.
Barra loves defense, man. He loves if he could build Void Shield Scotty every game, he would.
Good that game. Okay, let me hold on.
All right.
Let me. Let's check. You guys talk about something else. Yeah,
I'm not moving on from this Magi's, bro. That's exactly where I'm staying.
Was it the Humbots Fenrir game you're talking about?
Humbots Fenrir, Morgan, Kronos.
Yeah, it was good that game, but it's Magi's.
To get it 4th is just scared, right? Like, why should I get it 4th? Like, if I just
you were huge that game. You were huge that game.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. And by going a defense item, I just show how scared I am.
Well, yeah, but I played it off for you on cast. I was like, oh, Barra, gonna leverage how ahead he is. He's not gonna feel like he's falling off that much by building
wanted to give him a chance.
Yeah, well, I'm always trying to build in the excuse, but I was thinking the whole time, like, little scared little kid over here, like, what is this guy doing?
Thinking. Right when Vote lived, I was like, why do I have Magi's? I'm literally so stupid. Like, why do I? Yeah.
I could also see the tilt. What was it? That game that someone landed at 1 HP from something. It might have been
it was game 1. I landed from a Heimdall ult, and I missed my Soul 2.
Yeah.
And it was like, I thought it was gonna go right, and then I shot my Soul 2 right, and I just missed, and then you just went left.
Yeah, I looked at your player game at that exact moment, and you were like, so you had gotten like a double kill and lived, but you were so pissed you missed that stellar burst.
It was a triple actually, because
Oh,
both died.
excuse
By
me.
the way, it was a triple kill in the SPL. Yeah, Bo
Oh.
ulted me as I won, and he died to my fire. So as I was flying, I just hear triple kill, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, it's, I mean, pretty good soul game, pretty good game, or just set by us, I would say.
Yeah, nice and clean for you guys. And then Aurora for you guys on the Titans. You guys played the Scarabs yesterday, and it looked pretty good. Paul kind of started hell abusing again, and then immediately other teams are instantly scared to play against it. It's so funny to me when that happens. We're like, no, Paul hasn't played hell in how many games this year? And then he plays it 2 times in a row, and it's top banned your next set, like no time at all.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, no, we played good on Saturday, and then today, I mean, we ended up losing, but we were in both games. We could have won both of them, but we just made like small mistake after small mistake, and we ended up losing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about the Ares pick game 2, because obviously, like, really good up against Hercules and Terra and these gods that like kind of need their dashes in order to get their damage off or like be super effective. But it just felt like you guys, from my perspective, the pace of that game got a little wonky for you guys for a little bit. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think like with the comp that we had, like we needed to try to get an advantage early on, and then it'd be a lot easier for us to play around objectives and stuff. But we kind of got behind. We weren't like really behind at all. Like it was kind of even. Maybe we're a little behind, but we didn't have any really good lockdown. We had Wukong stun as our only like hard CC, which is not good.
Right.
When you're trying to kill a Hercules who's running at 500 miles per hour. So the couple times, like if you go back and you watch the game, every time we did Wukong stun him, he lived with 1 HP. We got him really low, and it was a good fight for us. But it's pretty hard for Benji to have to go on the backline and stun the Herc. He can't really do both. And if he's stunning Herc, the backline gets the free cast. So our comp wasn't really that great in terms of how we set ourselves up. If we were the ones like on the aggressive, it would have probably been a lot better because we can kind of set up traps and go on their carries a lot easier if we're the one with the pressure. And we had opportunities that game as well. We just made a couple of small mistakes.
Yeah, you guys almost turned it around. I thought, I mean, Netroid obviously got off to like a really good start. Cyclone had a bit of a rough laning phase. Netroid was like 2-0 up 2 levels. And then did you pull him at gold? Because he had everything up. I didn't see it happen, but Gore said that he thinks that Netroid got pulled when you guys killed him at that gold fight.
No, he did. He got pulled, but what happened was I think we got his beads and Aegis and his ult. I knew everything was down, and I pulled him at the tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
We were chasing them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
I wanted to blink over the wall there because Robin, like if I blinked, they weren't close enough. I was gonna blink and pull like 3 people. That would have been really good if Twig positioned himself a little closer to Netroid. I would have got like a 2 or 3 man pull, and they would have all got pulled. That would have been huge. But
yeah,
that's like one of the mistakes. Like right there, we said we wanted to go gold first, and then we're like, he's dead. Let's go fire, and we hesitated a little bit. And that's like the worst thing you can do in a game for sure.
Yeah,
that call was so weird when you guys rush fire.
Yeah, if we just did gold there, it would have been a lot better. But we ended up just going to fire and then dying, and then we lost. Basically, we didn't lose. We actually still could have won the game after that. There was other mistakes, but I feel like if we just did gold there, reset, come out onto the map, we'd be in that position I was talking about, like having the Ares comp where you're the one set up with sentry wards. Because like the biggest thing is we struggle getting vision because we were kind of locked at sitting around fire, so we couldn't really back. So we had no sentry wards, so we couldn't really do anything in terms of like walking up, and we didn't really know where they were at, so it was hard for our carries to position there as well. Like they didn't know if they could walk up and hit people as well because we literally had no vision. We're kind of just trapped at fire. So
right, and when there's a Giannis on the other team, like having deep vision pretty important for your carries to be able to step up and like not be at threat of getting one shot by a Giannis ult.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, if we do that Gold Fury, and like in a perfect world, we do that Gold Fury, we get its Oni Fury. one of them has to go clear the wave and left, or if they don't, we get some tower gold. Like we either get a tier 1, maybe the tier 2. Then we come back. We have 5 sentries. We place those down, and then we're able to back again and come back with 5 more sentries. They'll counter ours, but we'll and then we're in such a better position if we just did that. But we kind of hesitated, and then we definitely made the wrong judgment call. If our comp was different and we had like a different jungler that maybe did more damage to like fire, or maybe even a different mid laner, maybe it would have been good. But our comp was not built for burning fire like that.
I was watching your game. That's actually what I said. I was like, that would make sense if they had like a Mercury and like a Girdle Fafnir call.
Yeah.
But like with your comp, I was like, wait, are they actually trying to burst this fire right now?
Yeah, no, it was awful.
But like,
that was bad. But that was like one of the mistakes though. Like that was probably the biggest mistake we made today, I feel like. But there was a bunch of other small mistakes that were also not good. That kind of cost us the game. And then game 1, like. I guess the big mistake in game 1 was when we let Chiron steal fire. If we got that fire, we probably would have been able to sweep towers and get a pretty big gold advantage, and then back and then do stuff with it. But instead, they got the fire. I think we killed Chiron, but I think like 2 of them got fire, and then we were kind of on the back foot for the rest of the game after that. That game too, though, even after that, we still could have won. Just more small mistakes, but that's basically the summary. We played well against Scarabs, and then we made a lot of mistakes against. What's it called?
Kings.
Yep.
Barrett, 2 things I want to ask you about that Titans Kings set that stood out to me.
Yes.
Number 1, Paul's soul build, game 1.
Dude.
Aurora, you don't got to say anything if you don't want to. But in my opinion, that Hercules looks awfully unkillable, and it's because you are never autoing that dude ever, because he is Mach speed. Like, he is zooming through these team fights, and he had no percent pen for his abilities at all until he'd stacked up the demonic. I don't know how you felt about that build, Barry.
I hated it. I did not understand it because I play a very ability-based soul.
Yep.
And I feel like that's the best way to play her, so you can like poke front line heavily and one-shot backline. But when you're auto-attack soul, you have very high damage over time, but against like snaky frontliners.
Herc Terra is what they were playing against.
Yeah, hard to kill frontliners. You have to auto-attack them so much to finally get that kill confirmation.
Yeah.
And also, I don't understand the mantle with Telkines and Hecate. Like you said, having no penetration for like upwards of 30 minutes. I don't know, like, I feel like they just completely ignore him in teamfights and just dive spinner, which they were doing, but...
Yep.
I don't know, it just seemed really weird. That's just not the way I want to play Soul. I mean, it might work in like a duel setting or like when the way Paul wants a team fight, but for me, I absolutely hated that build.
I mean, he still did a lot of damage. So
he was free casting.
He was free casting for sure.
I was studying those team fights, and poor Spinner was getting hard dove, and Paul free casted.
Dude. Aurora, you locked Big Man in like the Scorpion Pit in solo in that game 1, and Paul ulted him, and it did like 15% of Big Man's HP. I think he had Terra ult on him, which obviously makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my! I expected him to get like half health by it, and I feel like his health bar didn't even move.
I think he said right after the game, he's like, I didn't like my build. He said it right. He said after the game was over, he's like, I'm not building like that again. So yeah, no. I think he's just said like, I don't know what happened that game, but he didn't like his build for sure.
Hey, it happens.
But yeah, that's all that happened.
I think that kind of stuff happens more often than people realize. Like, you know, it goes well in some scrims to build that way, and then you play in a game that isn't as conducive to whatever made that game go well, and you go, oh wait, this build wasn't that good. And change it up. I thought, besides the build, I thought Paul's like positioning, ability usage, everything else. You know, Soul is a god that I don't think we've seen him on before. He looks pretty comfortable on it. Once before.
He built the same thing before, and I was telling my child, I was like, no way he's gonna build the same build.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Unlucky for him. And then game 2, I wanted to ask you, Barry, about Netrioid, who was absolutely huge. He solo Cyclone twice. One of those a hard int by Cyclone, a little bit of a miscommunication. And then they don't really, like, the Kings didn't play around Gold or Netrioid, like, at all. I feel like they really let Cyclone get back into that game for no reason. I know that their comp scaled better, but, like, is that do you agree with that assessment, number 1? And number 2, is that on Netrioid not being vocal enough in the comms, like, hey, can we do gold? Can we play around me? Like, I'll just win us this game for free from this position, because I feel like he probably could have.
Didn't they dive him one other time though too? That game.
Cyclone, yeah, they dove him a third time. Yeah, but by that point he had caught up a little bit.
True. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
You got like, you got like, I don't know, like Cyclone's first death was so weird, and then Netroid just played the second one really good. I assume Spinner didn't have a dash when he walked around the purple wall because he just didn't react to it.
Yeah.
But Netroid hit everything, and Medusa won, kind of a good ability.
Yep.
In that situation. I do think it was a little weird that in a hard pressure. I'm watching it right now, and he had 2-level lead. I remember this like when I was watching it on my stream, but I was a little confused as to
twitch.tv/2Bs or 2Rs, 2Cs, 2Ds, of course, for Bera's stream.
The one under me, not Bera.
Yeah,
what?
yeah, exactly.
Wait, did I TC?
No, you're fine.
Oh, my sound cut out.
I gave you a little stream plug, twitch.tv/2Rs, 2Cs, 2Ds, as per usual.
Honestly, dude, I love Windows updates. They're just,
they're the best.
I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there should have been a hard pressuring duo side way more. Once he gets a 2-level lead like that, they should be pressuring golds, which normally Kings are like the best team at. Like they're always getting gorped, they're always getting forped, and they're always getting neutrals on the map. And I feel like they could have been setting up for gold way sooner than they did. But I think Titans had a really good job of getting map pressure. Also, Benji was doing a really good job of proxying and threatening literally all of Variety's blue buff somehow.
Yeah,
like a
he was all
1v1,
over him,
1v2.
dude. He was all over him.
So maybe that was taking the pressure off of duo for Kings and like translating it over to solo side if I feel like their backs and blue buffs are always like in contention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird because I saw the second death. I was like, okay, this game's just over for Spinner, and then he somehow got back up.
Yeah,
or got back in.
Genetics in the chat said Aurora had Sovereignty and he had a low stacked Thebes, so it's risky to force.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and that makes some sense. Sovereignty, obviously, a huge power spike, even more so for Ares because he gets the power from it. But and I guess by the point that Genetics had his Thebes stacked up, he wasn't. Netroid wasn't as far ahead. Cyclone says that his more like my pressure made them not do it. I mean, I wasn't going to say it, Cyclone, but that clearly was going across their mind for sure.
I completely agree, Spinner. I completely agree.
And the other thing too,
from behind.
Go ahead, Aurora.
Is like if you're against the Ares and you make a mistake, it's really bad.
Yep.
As well.
Yeah, definitely a thinner margin for error against that god because once he starts to snowball on you, you lose pretty much.
Well, just as all if you waste your beads or you're just gonna die.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I want to talk a little bit. Aurora, I don't know if you got a chance to watch it or Bera, but this Jade Dragon Solar Scarab set.
That was awesome.
Really, really fun set to watch. I was trying to balance watching the Euro Finals, RIP England, with watching this set. But what happened, do you think, in that set for either whoever? I guess Aurora, if you got a chance to watch it, what were some of your takeaways from that set?
So I watched the first 2 games. I went to go get food during the third game, but the first game it was kind of like it looked like they were trying something. I actually feel like Solo is doing pretty well in his lane, his Chiron, because he played Chiron solo lane.
Yeah.
He got like a small advantage. I know it seems troll, but I mean, I think for a team like them to try something like that, why not? Like,
yeah.
No, everybody's gonna say they're not gonna win against the Dragons or whatever, and they ended up winning today. Like they've done it before. I guess people shouldn't say that, but
yeah,
he wanted to try it. It didn't work out. And then game 2, well, it wasn't even they kind of just lost like mid and duo side completely, and Layers didn't really get off to a good start. I feel like in that game.
Yep.
And then game 2, I mean, it was just Layers and Solo just running the map basically.
Yeah.
They got off to a really good start, and Solo kind of got to walk around and do whatever he wanted to. Layers had some really good pulls. Mike didn't go beads, which I think is good to do sometimes, especially if you're trying to play aggressive. But their team was behind, so as soon as you don't go beads when you get behind as like a Fenrir and they have an Awilix, if you try to go anywhere, you're not going to really be able to do much. There was that play where he tried to jump in and steal the Scorpion in solo lane, and he just gets a Awilix ulted and dies. But like, yeah, game 2, they just got a lead. I feel like Dragon's team wasn't very good from behind either.
Yep.
And they were just able to run away with it. Soul got to do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, this game 2 composition, Gilgamesh, Thanatos, Ra, Fenrir, Danzaburou. I don't think any of those gods are particularly good from behind.
Yeah, and Gilgamesh solo as well, Thanatos
Yes.
jungle. So, like, Gilgamesh is very good, but yeah.
Yeah,
he's a warrior at the end of the day.
Right. Warriors from behind never feeling particularly good. And then game 3, Barry, since Aurora didn't get a chance to watch that one, we'll give this one to you. I mean, Layers has really and I thought this was true of his career when he first began in the SEC as well. He has 2 modes, and it's like hard carry or where'd he go? And you know, like, it sounds toxic to put it that way, but I think that's a perfectly acceptable place to be as a rookie. Like, finding out how to be effective when you're not ahead is one of the hardest things to do in Smite.
Especially the jungler.
Especially as a jungler. He'll learn that skill. I'm not concerned about that at all. But if you're a Layers fan or a Scarabs fan, the fact that you know if he gets a lead, he's going to absolutely gun it down and play with no fear and try and, like, make these really carry plays. I think that's, like, the best case scenario. I mean, my man's in games 2 and 3 when I combined 20 and 1. Like, he was going off.
Yeah, I think Layers and Baronic game 3 for me just put on an absolute show. Zap did a really good job of kind of role-playing his style on PK, where he just gets dove.
Yep.
And just lets Baronic free cast. Because I don't think Zap really did damage in game 3, but he baited literally everything. And as Zap does, sometimes he dies, sometimes it's really good. And that game, I think, it was really good because they just kept, like, barely not killing him over and over again. Also, for me, Bobby was kind of like the shining star through every game. Like, even in game 1 when they lost, like, his Surcat looked really good, his Geb looked really good, his Serb looked really good. And I'm not, like, a Bobby hater, but normally, like, he's not impressing me, like, that much. And I feel like literally every game, every time Bobby was on the screen, not to sound like a crazy caster or anything right now, but every time I saw Bobby, he was impressing me. He was playing very, very, very good.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Game 1, he made so many good plays on Surcat.
Yep.
That double taunt on purple buff, did you guys see that? With
Yep.
double taunt, he killed Panicat, and then I think Soul got to 1 HP.
Yep.
But yeah, no, he made really, really good. I agree, it's probably his best set of the year so far, for sure.
Definitely a good sign for Scarabs fans. Now, I think the big test, as it is for all young teams, is how do you handle your big meta shifts? And keeping your identity and updating your identity through big meta shifts. And like we just said, like, mid-season is the biggest meta shift maybe we've ever seen in a mid-year patch. So definitely a team to keep your eye on going forward. But I mean, this team played really well at playoffs, played really well today. Like, the Scarabs are a team that are legit in my mind. Like, you really can't rule them out. They still have their stinker games, and again, young teams, that happens. But when they show up really well. And it's not a situation where if they look really bad in game 1, it's over. You know, like, they're gonna look bad in game 2, and it's gonna be over. Like, routinely, they get absolutely dumpstered game 1, and then come back and win games 2 and 3, like, all the time.
Which is really impressive as a young team to have kind of that mental fortitude and not get tilted at each other.
Yep.
Which is a really good underdog mindset, in my opinion. That, like, we can always kind of win these games.
Yeah, agreed. How about Zap's relic usage today, fellas? That was it was pretty good, huh?
He did press them.
Yeah, he used them on the right timing, the majority of the time too.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of impressed with Steven as well today.
There you go.
Again, didn't really get out the damage numbers, but sometimes it's not your job as a carry, you know.
Yeah.
They're to bait sometimes through your mid laner.
Yep.
And he did it really well today.
Aurora, are you going to say something?
Yeah, the one thing I want to say, going back to, like, how they're a young team, they are a young team, but they do have Zap, and, like, the thing about Zap, in my opinion, playing with him as well, is that he's going to consistently be Zap no matter what. Like, his style, what he does, what he brings to the game, he's going to do something, good or bad. He's going to be a consistent person in comms, just communicating and doing whatever he can do to win the game. So like having someone like that in your team definitely helps. I feel like when you get down and behind, and then also going into the new meta, I think they'll be good because they got somebody that can kind of lean on a little bit.
Yes, yeah, not a team full of rookies. Having old man Zappa over there in the duo lane helps you out.
You don't gotta call him that.
I'm
dude.
allowed to call him old because I'm old. We bond over how old we are all the time. Barry can call him old, right, Barry?
Nope.
Okay.
We're young.
Unlucky.
We're young.
Not me.
We're young.
What were you gonna say, Aurora?
If Bear's old, dude, I'm getting old too now. Come on.
We're all getting old, man. We're all getting old. That's the reality
My
of the
chat
situation.
makes me feel like 30 is like next to the deathbed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just 30, man. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not
Yeah, more than half
dying
your
yet.
life ahead of you, dude.
Yeah. Like, chat's like, God, you're so old, man. How are you still walking? I'm like, dude.
I saw like a tweet that was like, "Are you burning CDs old?" And I was like, "Man, I used to burn CDs all the time. Like that was what I did as for fun. Was like give my friends CDs." I don't know, man. 30 is it's coming up for me. I'm 29, and I feel it.
It feels the exact same. I'll let you know. You
thank
don't get
goodness.
like a power up or like a debuff. It feels the exact same.
Okay.
I'm just a little rounder around my tummy. That's about it.
Big mood. Big
this
mood.
tire is just inflating around my belly, and I don't know when it got there, but I'm really self-conscious about getting rid of it. So,
Barry, you know, I'm going away next week. That's podcast news, by the way. No show next week. I'm going to Pittsburgh to see my family. But when I come back, I've told myself that I'm going hard on the dieting. So maybe we do a backliners diet together, and we slim down.
I'm down. Well, you know, I'm eating vegan now, so
really,
it's relatively easy for me to eat healthy. You know,
okay.
I'm
well, I'm not doing that, so quit asking.
That's fine. You know, we'll just eat healthy together.
I've been eating vegan, vegetarian for like the past year and a half now.
Really?
Nice.
Actually, yeah.
What how is it? Like, I feel like so many people I know are starting to do it. I think it's awesome. I don't know if I could do it though.
I mean, the main reason I did it, I have like my stomach, like weird stomach issues, and I was taking things out of my diet, and I took meat out of my diet, and it completely fixed and changed the way my stomach was. So I said, screw that stuff. I don't need it. If it makes me feel better, I don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure awesome. That makes it a lot easier, though. Still not easy, I'm sure. Barry, how's it been going for you?
Way easier than I thought it would be, because everyone's always like, how are you not gonna eat meat and cheese? But like, once you start feeling like really elevated, like mood wise, dude, I can skip meat and cheese all I want, man. Like, my mood is just elevated. Like, I don't think I've had a depression day since I've started eating vegan, and that's really big for me. Like, some days I would just wake up and be like, I'm really not feeling it today. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed all day, and I haven't felt that way in about 3 months.
Hey, so, that's big. Love to hear that.
Big improvement for me. I've gotten more energy too throughout my day. Very happy with kind of just the overall mood levels. Like, there was one morning I woke up, went for a walk, worked out, and I was like, I'm just gonna wash the cars. You know? Let's just do this. Look,
look at you, Mr. Overachiever.
Yeah, like, this is nice, man. Like, I'm getting stuff done.
That's awesome. Yeah. Destiny also says in chat that her cooking is just that good with the sunglasses emoji.
Dude, we had jackfruit barbecue yesterday. Delicious.
I've had jackfruit barbecue. Pretty Hair's wife made it for a Super Bowl party, and it was very good.
Dude. You're cheating though. You got someone to cook you food. I got to do my own stuff. I'm jealous.
You mean Cyclone's not cooking it up for you? Not cooking it up for you, Aurora?
No, Cyclone actually cooks a decent amount. He likes to make steaks and stuff. Like, you'd be surprised, honestly.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
He does a good job.
That's the big thing, man. I got to be cooking more. I will say that I know a lot of gamers and Smite players in particular are just spending insane amounts of money on like Uber Eats and DoorDash and like ordering food all the time. I don't do that at the very least. You know, I'm picking stuff up myself, but I'm still ordering out all the time, and that's
it depends on the restaurant. There's some places that are really cheap for good food.
Yeah, true.
Yo, Barry, you gotta try House of Hummus. It's good. You can get vegan stuff there.
Near Alpharetta?
It's near Alpharetta, so you probably can't get it, right?
Unlucky.
I mean, we have content in a few days, so
Ooh. What about the local wood-fired grill though? I mean, that's the old classic.
Yep. Dude, you can eat vegan there too. It's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Good options?
Yeah. You get falafel or mushrooms for your protein. They
Oh.
give you rice. They give you whatever side you want. You can get corn, Brussels sprout,
Honestly,
whatever.
dude,
It's great.
you can never go wrong with like rice and just veggies on top of it.
Yep.
Mhm.
And put a sauce on that. Oh, I'm already hungry.
Yeah. That's local wood-fired grill. We need to get a sponsor from them, dude. That's the
Dude,
that
we
would
need
be
to.
that would be the dream. Absolutely.
That'd be
Speaking of
awesome.
sponsors, by the way, have you guys heard
Oh my god.
that here at the Backliners podcast, we're sponsored by Manscaped? You can head on over to manscaped.com and use code BLINE, that's BLINE, for 20% off your order and free shipping. It's the best way that you can support the podcast. So please, again, head on over to manscaped.com and use code BLINE in order to help us out. Hey, that's better than my last transition, Barry. Or two
I'm
Dude,
transitions.
you guys
good,
gotta
man.
hook me up. Look at this, man.
Aurora,
True.
I'm telling you,
Dude,
man, the lawnmower
hook me up,
4.0,
baby.
that will hook you up for sure. We'll be talking to you about it. Don't worry, man. That is the best. Yeah, Mifflin owes everyone in Smite game chat $5.
True.
So you can use your Miff bucks in order to do that. Actually, funnily enough, it was Gormizer's idea. He's an absolute genius. Here's some behind the scenes. We came off that little bit on the desk. It was during your set, Aurora, so I don't know if you know this, but right before game 2, right as they were going the game, Mifflin said, "I guarantee the Titans are going to win this game, and I'll give $5 to everyone in chat if they lose."
Oh no, dude. We let him down.
So you kind of let him down a little bit. He owed chat $45,000 in total, based on the viewer count. And Gorm, we did a little bit. It was very funny. You should definitely watch the VOD.
Very good bit.
But then, thanks to the friends at Insight Apparel who do the SPL merch, starting tomorrow, and by the time you listen to this podcast, starting right now, you can go use code Mifflin Insight to get $5 off your order. So there's buy your Titans merch and your Bolts merch or whatever team is your favorite. All the proceeds go to the players, but you get $5 off thanks to Mifflin's incorrect bet, and thanks to you in some ways, Aurora.
Mifflin getting bailed out. That's good.
Yeah, trust me, bro. He needed the help. He was not going to be able to pay that up. That is the reality of the situation. All right, let's talk a little bit about midseason before we head out. Bear and I have already talked about it a decent amount, but Aurora, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on the direction of midseason in general. If you're excited to play without boots, let's start there, and then I've got another question.
Okay, yeah. So I've only played 3 games on PTS, so I haven't played a lot of games. So this is coming from someone who hasn't played a lot of games, just mainly thinking about it.
Mhm.
But it looks really interesting. A lot of people are saying the games are going to end a lot faster, which maybe, who knows? They probably will end faster, but who knows? Maybe it'll go in the other direction and it'll be longer because everybody's getting their items on faster and fights will be more even or whatnot. But in terms of that, I have no idea. But in terms of like the dual lane, it's definitely gonna be different. It's definitely gonna be fresh. Like, are you excited about playing on it, Bear? Or are you just like whatever?
Very, very excited. Every time I played on it, I felt like I was doing way more damage than I'm currently doing, and I feel like you can go like an attack speed build so easily, and I feel like it might actually push stacking out of the meta in duo. And that will be a fresh feel because we've been stacking for years. So maybe we go Ichval first,
Yeah, I was gonna say what, Ichval then Aussie or something like that.
I was going Ichval at Atlantis and then Aussie with like Death Toll, and it felt so good.
Interesting. How do you think supports were affected, Aurora? Do you think it's good for you guys to lose boots? I imagine that losing tank boots hurts you pretty badly.
I mean, for me, I was never really a big tank boot builder until they got buffed a bunch. Like, I always built Travelers for like the longest time. Like season 4, season 5, I mainly built Travelers. I think I built tank boots and Artio like those seasons, and other than that, I was Travelers main. And then season 6 as well. Yeah, season 6 as well, Travelers majority of the time. And then season 7 came around. I think they got its first round of buffs. So I started building them more, and then it got buffed again like midway through that season. So just kept building them. But like for me, like I I think they're good, of course. Like they're
Right.
not bad, but like I don't really care if they're gone. I played a couple games, not this phase, but the phase before where I rushed like Sovereignty one game and
Yep.
Thebes another game, and it seemed fine. So like, I don't know. I think a lot of people were saying that supports are like dead or whatever. I don't think it's really gonna bother them too much. I think if anything, it's gonna give them more options, and like, I think there's gonna be some cool things to explore and see if it's actually good or not. Like, there's definitely a lot of different ways you can take your build now. And then, like, the other thing is like, I think this boots change is kind of, maybe not, the word necessary is not right, but it kind of just feels better on everybody else's build because the starter items get upgraded now, so you don't sell it anymore late game, so you're missing an item slot that you had in all the other seasons.
Right.
So I think the designers did a really good job of coming up with a way to give you another item slot without having to like do something like really weird.
Yeah.
So just having that extra item slot is also going to allow you to build more items that are helpful. Like, it's really hard. Like right now, the support build, you want tank boots, you want Thebes, and then you want Wingblade majority of the games. And if you don't want Wingblade, maybe like a Wishblade there. But like that's like, you want those items. So that's already 4 items, including your starter.
Right.
And then if you get Sav because they're 4 Fizz, and you still want to build Thebes, and that's 5 items. If you just have Sav and you skip Thebes, it's still 4 items. But then you're like, I want Spirit Robe, I want Mantle, I want Magi, I want one of those items. And then so you only have, so then you have all 6 of your items there, with like Pridwin or something, or whatever. And then you're like, I kind of want to build Magisto this game because I think it'd be good if I had a little bit more damage to help like on the backline dive or help kill a tank, but I can't get it because there's just no room for it until I sell my boots, which is not going to happen as a support in a majority of the games. And then there's items like Shoguns, there's items like I can't think of the name. The stupid ones with the stack, the magic protection, Talisman of Energy.
Yeah.
That's the item. Yeah, there's like items like that, like Talisman of Energy, and then also like Stone of Binding is also another item that can be good some games. But you can't afford to build any of these items because at the end of the game, you're not going to be able to have all the items that you want that are like core to support.
Right.
So now you kind of have a little bit more freedom to build some other things and maybe build more based on the game. Or at least you always build based on the game, but it's a little bit easier to build based on the game because you have an extra slot now, so you don't have to worry about fitting in a build or an item into your build. Like if you're against any slow god in mid, like any mage, and like if you're against any slow in general, Wingblade's very strong right now. You want that item, and it takes up an item slot, and you run out of item slots so fast as a support. It feels like you don't really get to have any creativity in your build. So I think it'll definitely open up the builds for supports. You'll be able to build kind of the way you want to more. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna be bad. Who knows how strong they'll be? Maybe they'll be stronger, and everybody's gonna be like, support's OP again or whatever. But
I hope not.
That's me.
Dude. I'm
so
tired. So tired of supports being OP, man. You run at me the entire game. Congratulations. Great job.
That's exactly what
you kill me.
Barra, that's exactly what Aurora wants to be hearing. You're just playing right into his hands. This is he couldn't be happier hearing that.
This guy is literally got started that meta.
Like,
come on, bro.
Aurora told me
harassing us for years.
This is a little callback to earlier in the episode. Aurora told me at that Steak and Shake during that Spring Fling LAN that his favorite way to have his gameplay described is that he hopes that everyone thinks he is the most annoying player to play against in the whole league. That's his whole goal.
Yep.
Is that he wants to be annoying to the enemy team. And so it just sounds like he's doing his job.
He's done a great job over the last 5 years. Great job, Aurora. Great job out there, buddy.
Aurora, what do you think about? Did you get a chance to experiment with or think about War Flag as someone who often gets talked about as wanting to play some of the more aggressive support options? Do you think War Flag is going to open up some options for you?
I didn't really get to play with it that much. Who knows? It could be good. The upgrades are good, so
yeah.
But the starter item itself, it still seems a lot weaker than Benevolence and Sentinels. But there's probably potential with it somewhere. Maybe not even in support. Maybe you build it in like a different role and it could be good.
Yeah, maybe that's the play. I'm going to be playing Warflag mids.
Maybe
that's the play. All right, real quick before Barra, you have the random question of the week this week. You told me. Is that still true? All right, making sure that you've got that.
My mom came up. Wait, are we ready for it now?
No, not quite yet. I got one more question before we get to it. Aurora was kind enough to push back his raid, so I want to make sure he's out of here on time. Give me some gods.
Gonna yell at me.
Can't have that. Give me some gods or items or something that you guys are excited to try as mid-season drops. The things that you're excited to let loose. Barra, I'll go to you first. What are some of the first things you're going to be playing?
Probably just auto attack, ADCs, Rama and Apollo, basically any character like that. I think those will be very good. Shablanc included in there. I think a lot of the ability-based hunters will be pushed out, and I think the gods that are good with the auto attack speed earlier, I think will be pushed in.
Trev in the chat asks AMC, maybe?
Potentially. It depends on how rough his early game is. Also depends on what supports end up being meta.
I'm kind of surprised that if Bluestone Upgrade is the meta, like Bluestone Upgrade Trans is the meta, and AMC still isn't getting played, I have a hard time believing he's going to get played at the beginning of mid-season.
I think he just dies to everything. Like, he's always had that issue of just like, I think he's a way better mid character than an ADC character.
Yeah, I could buy that. I think he's probably good in mid. I haven't played it at all, but theoretically, it sounds like something that I would be down to try.
Ven's an AMC main.
Ven is an AMC main. He loves it. He absolutely
loves it. Bring it out,
baby. Aurora, how about for you? What are some of the first things you're excited to try?
I was thinking about it when Bear was talking. I don't know. I mean, I just want to try like all the Guardians out. I think all the Guardians are gonna. I feel like just the entire Guardian tab, besides like Jormungandr, because you don't really play him support. There's gonna be a lot of, and I guess Cthulhu too, but you can kind of make an argument. But just anything in the Guardian tab with just whatever. I feel like there's so many different things you can like rush. Like you can rush Sav, you could rush Thieves, you could go like damage item, you can go Wingblade. What's it called? Relic Dagger. Just all the Guardians in general. Like, I'm just excited to play the Guardians. Like, they just look a lot of fun without having to like go boots. Cause like even like cause there's like different types of Guardians as well. Like you have the Guardians like Ganesh who can kind of go on frontline and like peel and you kind of mess with his build. And then you have healer gods too, like Sylvanas with like you could rush Lotus Crown or something. So like I don't know, just all the Guardians look really fun to try out.
Yeah, Barrett, were you gonna say something there?
I was gonna ask if you thought mage support's got any better.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people talking about that. Yeah, why not? Like, you can get items earlier on now. You don't have to really build tank boots on them. You just get movement speed passively. So yeah, I think they could work for sure. I feel like in the past they're not terrible, but
if you're playing, theoretically ESET support, that's the first mage or Nox support, those are the ones that come to mind. What would you be if, tank boots not being there, what do you think you'd be rushing to start out with at least?
Depends like on their comp. Like ESET, you could go Sav, like if like heavy physical comp or something, would be really good.
Do you think binding first could be good?
Yeah, I was gonna say
maybe binding.
No, I was also gonna say binding, but imagine. I don't think Sav Nox is probably okay too, but binding's probably better on that. But imagine ESET walking in a lane with like Sav 1, and then back you literally steel mail walking in like against like a Fenrir Hunter lane. Like what the heck are they supposed to do to you?
Yeah, I really hope
Sav online.
I really hope that character's not meta. She's so annoying.
She probably won't be, but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen, man, if Sino hasn't been able to convince junglers to play her yet, then I don't know what will, because my man's was dominating on that pick for sure. For me in mid, I'm excited about. I think Baba Yaga gets a really big buff because now she gets another stacking slot. Basically, you can go Warlocks probably to start on that character now. At the very least, you can go Book guaranteed. Anytime Book is good, Kukulkan is pretty good. Though I'm not particularly excited to play Cuckoo, but I'm not upset about playing Cuckoo. He's like one of those characters that.
Wait, can I interrupt you really quick?
Of course, please do.
For the Baba Yaga thing, does anyone know if War Flag works with her house for stacks?
It shouldn't because
it's not permanent.
Right, it's not a permanent stack, and I think that it doesn't interact with non-permanent stack items.
Okay,
I believe is design intent.
I was just curious. I was thinking about that. That'd be pretty funny. Baba Yaga walking around with War Flag.
That'd be OP.
That would be OP.
Imagine you're in the jungle late game with the Baba Yaga War Flag upgrade, and your house just starts healing your team because you keep getting the War Flag stats that give you heals.
You just go Talisman War Flag Baba and just run around the map.
That's gotta be good. You're just a mobile medic at that point, bro. That's it. Oh, speaking of being a mobile medic, before we ask the random question, I wanted to ask you, Aurora, about the new relics for meditation and bracers, whose name I don't know. Any shot that you think those can compete for support relic slots?
Yeah, no, Bracer is a Radiance or something?
Yeah, Bracer of Radiance, I think it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think I forgot about that too. A good thing you brought them up. I think they're gonna be really good. I don't know about Med, but Bracer of Radiance definitely seems like it'll be good for sure.
Yeah.
Just have the ability to have 3 wards out, definitely should be good.
Should be really fun. I'm excited to see.
And also, like I was talking about earlier too, where we got locked at Fire Giant, where I couldn't back. Imagine if I had Bracer of Radiance there.
Yep.
I could throw some sentries down and then not have to worry about backing.
Yep.
Oh. Wait, I think I did hear that you can't have 3. It's only 2 wards.
Oh,
yes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you can still only have 2.
Maybe it sucks then.
Pon confirmed that last week or 2 weeks ago on the podcast.
Maybe it's not that good then. I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, we'll petition Pon to make it not count towards your ward total. I don't even know if
that would be cool. I would like that.
I think it would be cool too. I'm not opposed to it. All right, Barry, let her rip. You've got our random question of the week.
This is my mom's question. She texted me, and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty
Thanks,
good."
Bear Mom.
So it is the best way to eat peanuts: boiled, roasted, or peanut butter.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's a hard question for me.
This is hard.
Did your mom know I was going to be on the episode?
Yeah, she watches my mom and my dad, I think, watch every episode.
Dude, that was a perfect question for me. Oh my god.
That is, you're a big peanut guy, huh?
Yeah.
So what's your, do you need a minute to decide? Because I think I've got mine. Okay, go ahead.
It's obvious for me.
All right, go ahead.
Come on, people in the chat have to know what it is.
They're gonna say peanut. A lot of people saying peanut butter. A lot of roasted as well, actually, in here. Surprisingly.
It's peanut butter, dude.
Yeah, peanut butter is just OP.
Dude, peanut butter. You could peanut butter anything, and it's great. Peanut butter in ice cream. Peanut butter in that. Peanut butter in peanut butter is the best, man. But any kind of peanut, I'm a big peanut guy. I love peanuts.
Me too. I absolutely love peanuts. Do you like creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Either one is good to me.
I
could care less.
Well, this is I'll do what everyone expects here. I've got an overly deep take on when to use the correct peanut butters. Creamy peanut butter is better used whenever you're gonna have multiple ingredients, in like a protein shake, or I'm not a peanut butter and jelly stan, but I imagine it's better for that. If I'm having a straight peanut butter sandwich, which I do with somewhat frequency, and that's whenever I remember that I like them, I want as crunchy a peanut butter as humanly possible. And I want to squish the bread down real hard so that I can feel the bumps of where the peanut bites are going to be. That's what I love that. And being able to bite, I'm about that.
I can imagine you doing that.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. Bear, I'm assuming you're going to say peanut butter as well, as a peanut butter lover?
Yeah, I really want to say boiled as a southern person, but it's got to be peanut butter for me. And Aurora kind of sold it for me. I was on the fence, but you can literally do anything with peanut butter.
Anything.
Literally, from appetizer to dessert, literally you can put it on anything in that spectrum.
Yep.
And I put it in my smoothies every day, or peanut butter, and I eat peanut butter sandwiches all day.
Yep.
And I think the only way boiled would win for me is if I was just hard craving boiled salted peanuts.
I don't think I've ever had boiled salted peanuts.
Oh, bro.
Are they good?
So good. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I have to try
around Georgia, and there will literally be stands of
I've seen them.
Yeah, you gotta stop at one sometime.
Right.
It'll be
I will
$5 for a big cup of boiled peanuts, and they will be delicious.
I will try it for sure. Okay, if you can't say peanut butter, we know Bear's saying boiled. I think peanut butter is so broken that it's like the obvious answer.
Yep.
What's your secondary answer, Aurora? Because mine, I'll go with mine.
It's hard.
Mine is
I'd say
raw peanuts. I want to pop them out of the shell and eat it like Five Guys style at the ballpark, getting a big thing of peanuts when I'm watching a baseball game, cracking them open and eating them. I love cracking peanuts open and eating them. It's fun. You feel good when you get like a triple, or like a really clean double. You're liking that. You feel like you got ripped off and you got a single.
You're like double kill, triple kill.
I feel like I'm working.
You start casting it.
Yeah.
Quadra kill.
Oh, what a pull here from Aggro. He got 3 clean ones right off the bat. That's a strong start for this peanut bag. Like I'm feeling good.
One shot after one shot, dude.
Feeling strong.
I think that's my least favorite peanut, honestly.
Really? I love roasted peanuts. I can't weigh in on boiled because I haven't had them.
It's too dry for me, I think. It would go...
It is dry.
Peanut butter, boiled, roasted, and then like the dry... Those peanuts.
Raw, we call them raw peanuts around here, Bear.
Raw peanuts. Yeah. They're just dry to me. Like, they just dry out my mouth. Well, maybe
roasted peanuts are so dry. They're way more dry.
It feels less dry to me for some reason. I just remember, like, eating the ones at Five Guys. I'm just like, this is just like eating like saltine crackers almost.
Yeah.
It's just drying me out, man.
And I love it. I love eating saltines.
Were you eating the whole shell too?
No, I don't eat the shell. Some people do. Some people do eat the shell. I don't. I also don't eat the shell for sunflower seeds. Some people eat the shell for sunflower seeds. I do not. They it's like splinters, and doesn't good.
Sunflower butter, not bad. I ordered a bunch of sunflower seeds, made sunflower butter. It's pretty good.
Okay, fair enough. Was it on the podcast that I was arguing about what nuts are the best? Like, someone was trying to tell me that cashews were better than peanuts.
I don't think that was on the podcast.
Surely we wouldn't have anyone with that opinion on. You don't have that opinion on for you, Aurora, or Barrow, right? Everyone knows that peanuts are better than cashews.
For me, like, if any nuts, I love them, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm gonna love my nuts, dude. Just like that commercial.
Hey, you gotta love your nuts, and if you love your nuts, you should go to manscaped.com and use code BEELINE for 20% off. Great setup, Aurora. You know I'm slamming home that alley-oop. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. As always, we appreciate all your patronage. Make sure you guys are checking out all the other shows on the Prediction Network. They've got a bunch of different shows across a bunch of different esports. Give us a nice little rating on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you are, or Apple Podcasts, I guess. And wherever you're listening to your podcast, give us a nice little rating there. And buy our merch. We've got some merch. And go to manscaped.com and use code BEELINE for 20% off and free shipping. Appreciate you guys, as always. Again, no show next week. I will be in Pittsburgh, so no mid-season show, unfortunately, for the debut week.
Thanks, Aggro.
Barry, you want to take the initiative? You want to stream it yourself? You want to set it up?
I'm busy.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's totally my fault, Chad.
Busy.
Totally my fault. I'll do it from my phone.
Dude,
in
you're
Pittsburgh,
not here to
man.
play the pre-release with me, man.
I know. I'm sad about missing the Magic pre-release as well for Adventures in the Forgotten Realms, but we'll get all of it whenever we get back. We'll play some Magic. We'll talk about mid-season. We'll have a whole lot of fun. Until next time, we will catch you in 2 weeks. Barry?
Someone please give me a bread sponsor. Bye!
Begging for a bread sponsor?